resurgence of Dexter and recent discussions around vigilantism, many people have been drawn to emulating his style of killing to clean up the streets. However, what people often overlook in being a Dexter-inspired vigilante is that it involves much more than just the act of killing. Because first off, Dexter's training and expertise. His training excels the average person. People don't realize he was practically a trained killer. The code was created by Harry Morgan and Evelyn Vogel. His teen years were spent learning how to handle firearms in case he needs to use one, channel and control his urges, excel academically and be insanely intelligent, disarm threats, learn advanced jiu-jitsu, and much more. With Harry Morgan, a respected cop in Miami Metro as his mentor, Dexter was taught how to cover his tracks and ensure his own safety. But this is just a show. What would it take to live to the bare standards of becoming someone like Dexter Morgan to clean up the streets? Secondly, Dexter's cover at Miami Metro. He might work as a lab geek to fly on the radar and using his job as cover, and we see that he's even at the front lines of investigations and manipulates Miami Metro like pieces on a chessboard, even snooping around evidence lockers to cover up his tracks. But as time goes on, it will be harder to cover yourself up. You could land a job at that police station, sure, but again, covering up your tracks will be much harder in real life, and over time it will be difficult to lie without raising suspicion. Alongside dealing with blind spots and security cameras, technology is advancing. This will require sharp thinking and even sharper execution, and don't forget, every lie you tell, every mistake you make, could be your undoing. Because Dexter Morgan's a sociopath, but you might just be a regular person. But on the surface, this is all just a process. So a criminal falls through the cracks, now it's time for the ritual vigilantism. While you don't need your life to be exactly like Dexter Morgan's in experience, covering your tracks is most obviously, as I said, one of the most important details. So, tonight's the night. Now many people would also instinctively choose an all-black outfit, but here's the issue. If you ever need to enter a public space, which you should usually avoid if you're a vigilante during the night, or stand against lighter backgrounds, you risk appearing like a void, so you need to blend in. Black pants work, but a better choice for your shirt might be something like Dexter's dark green or a blue and a gray to blend more naturally. But interestingly, Dexter never covered his face or head. Now granted, he has pretty basic hair, but also, he called Miguel out for an all black and covering his face, but in hindsight, Dexter could have easily made his disguise more natural. Think a beanie, a bonnet, or even a wig. When it comes to his face, simple glasses could give away crucial details to any witness, so that's something a copycat killer might want to keep in mind. The weapons of choice. Blades over guns. When it comes to weapons, Dexter always relied on blades, never guns, so he could avoid noise and trace evidence. Pick a secluded location for your work. But here's the catch. Dexter buys his tranquilizer in the alias at Miami Metro as Patrick Bateman. So unless you figured out how to replicate his method or get your hands on tranquilizer, you'll have to come up with another way to subdue your victim. Dexter has a deep knowledge on the medical field. I'm pretty sure he adjusts the tranquilizer dose based on the victim's weight, height, and age. So if you're looking to knock out your victim, you might need an alternative method. But here's the thing, cameras are everywhere. It's easy to overlook this fact, but they're often what could lead to your downfall. Dexter would use his car, which isn't an issue if he doesn't do anything to stand out, but if he's caught on camera, it's game over. As in Season 2, he had to use the car of a criminal that was at Miami Metro rather than his own. A lot of plastic for the victim and the room, which could raise suspicions, and if anyone notices you buying bulk plastic, or if it's found after you dispose of it, it could raise suspicion. Your next option is to dismember the body. But let's assume you're trying to replicate Dexter's exact process, but let's also assume you live near a large body of water. Someone is bound to notice, because as we saw in Season 2, Dexter was caught cleaning his boat by a camera that Lundy had placed, which could link him to the Butcher murders, if seen. So even if you prepped everything perfectly, there's still the risk of being caught. In conclusion, Dexter's methods are probably unrealistic. Seeing him on the big TV makes it seem like it's something that you could do, but you would need lots of training and preparation for it to even be theoretically possible.